Hello everyone, I am Deepika, working as an assistant professor in RPIIT Technical and Medical Campus, Bastada, Karnal. Today we will discuss about quinolones. First is its introduction. The quinolones are a family of synthetic broad-spectrum antibiotic with bactericidal activity. So quinolones क्या होती है? बैक्टीरियासिडल ड्रग्स होती है जो सिंथेटिकली हम इनको प्रिपेयर करते हैं एंड आर broad spectrum antibiotics. The term quinolone refers to potent synthetic chemotherapeutic antibacterial agents. History. The first generation of the quinolones begins with nalidixic acid in 1962 for the treatment of urinary tract infection in humans. सबसे पहले जो क्विनोलोन्स आए थे वो यूरिनरी ट्रैक्ट इन्फेक्शन के लिए हमारी जो फर्स्ट जनरेशन की ड्रग थी नैलिडिक्सिक एसिड 1962 में डिस्कवर हुई थी. नैलिडिक्सिक एसिड was discovered by George Lasser and co-workers in a distillate during an attempt at chloroquine synthesis. Classification. Quinolones first generation highly protein bound होते हैं and mostly used in UTI. Fluoroquinolones होते हैं जो second, third and fourth generation होती है and it is a modified first generation quinolones, not highly protein bound, wide distribution to urine and other tissues and limited CSF penetration. Mechanism of action. It blocks bacterial DNA synthesis by inhibition of bacterial topoisomerase second and DNA gyrase inhibition of topoisomerase 4. सो ये क्या करते हैं? डीएनए सिंथेसिस को ब्लॉक करते हैं बाय इनहिबिशन ऑफ बैक्टीरियल टोपोइसोमरेज सेकंड एंड इनहिबिशन ऑफ टोपोमरेज फोर्थ. Inhibition of ATP-dependent DNA gyrase which nicks double-stranded DNA introduce negative supercoils and then reseals the nicked ends. This is required to prevent excessive positive supercoiling of DNA strands when they separate to permit replication of transcription. Inhibition of DNA gyrase also prevent the relaxation of positively supercoiled DNA. Inhibition of DNA nicking closing enzyme responsible for DNA elongation which leads to break in double-stranded DNA. Inhibition of topoisomerase 4 interferes with the separation of replicated chromosomal DNA into respective daughter cells during the cell division. फ्लो चार्ट में अगर हम इसके मैकेनिज्म ऑफ एक्शन की बात करें, फ्लोरोक्विनोलोन्स सबसे पहले बाइंड टू द ए सब यूनिट ऑफ डीएनए गायरेज दैट इज टोपोआइसोमरेज सेकंड टाइप एंजाइम एंड प्रिवेंट द बाइंडिंग ऑफ सबस्ट्रेट टू द एक्टिव साइट ऑफ डीएनए गायरेज. Absence of formation of enzyme substrate complex, blockage of unwinding of double-stranded DNA into a single-stranded structure. Next, prevention of synthesis of mRNA, inhibition of bacterial protein synthesis and hence prove antibacterial activity. Uses: respiratory tract infection, empyema, the collection of a pus in a cavity of the body, especially in the pleural cavity, the area between the lungs and the inner surface of the chest wall. Pneumonia, infection of the lungs that caused by bacteria, virus, fungi and parasites. Lung sepsis, bacterial infection that occurs in the lung tissue causing tissue to die and pus to collect in that space. Meningitis, inflammation of the lining of the brain and spinal cord. UTI, urinary tract infection. Pyelonephritis, a type of urinary tract infection that is UTI that affects one or both kidney caused by bacterium mainly Escherichia coli or virus infection. It causes the kidney to swell and may permanently damage them. Epididymitis, inflammation of the epididymis type, a tube near the testicles that stores and carries sperm in man. Prostatitis, inflammation of the prostate gland due to a urine infection in man. Cystitis, inflammation of the bladder usually caused by the urinary infection in the woman. So it's all about the quinolones. Thank you. Have a nice day.